Friday way past cool. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Whittlefoot, and this is a voiceover. You know, I felt like I needed to make this voiceover. This is for my African brothers and sisters that's in the diaspora. You know, a lot of African brothers and sisters that's in the continent, they don't even know part of what us black folks in America had to deal with. They don't even know about the Atlantic slave trade. They don't know about slavery here. They don't know about the oppressions we had to deal with. They don't know about the ancestors that we have that was, the inventors and the patents creators and the contributors to the way life is in America. They're all black folks. Like, they don't understand, like, the Jim Crow, the segregation, the lynching, the there's a bunch of stuff I want to say, but I can't even. I'm not really thinking. I'm just speaking, so I'm just gonna be ranting in this one. But I just want to make sure that I get this off my chest. All right, this is for my African brothers and sisters that's in the diaspora. Like, listen, man, listen, y'all. Us black folks, us American Africans that's here in America, we love Africa, bro. You feel me? We struggling with a lot of issues that we have here. And one of the main issues that we're struggling with is identity. Okay, a lot of black Americans don't know who they are. They don't know where they belong. They don't know what group of people they belong with. So they always finding, it's like a sense of trying to belong and it's like trying to find out who you belong to, where do you fit in, you know? And a lot of the stuff that they tell us about Africa is all fabricated. They only show us, when we learn about Africa, they show us hungry children in Africa that's starving. They show us, terrorist, war-torn parts of Africa that's just like, warring with each other, this tribe against that tribe. They also show us that there's a lot of famine and stuff like that that's going on. It's just a lot of, like, the country is just torn up into parts, and it's just basically showing, like, they show it to us like as if it's nowhere to go. You don't want to go back to Africa. You won't be accepted there. They'll look at you like you're strange or you're foreign from this land. And at the end of the day, a lot of black Americans got problems with identifying themselves as African. A lot of people want to consider themselves like credit to Dr. Umar. He said it. A lot of people want to consider themselves pretendians. A lot of people want to consider themselves mixed with other things other than black, other than African. They want to, they want to dilute themselves so much so that they belong to another race, or they want to become like multicultural, where they become like they're not, instead of them being predominantly black, they're Dominican, they're Jamaican, they're Philippine mixed with black. You feel what I'm saying? Like, instead of it just being I'm black, that's who I am, I'm African. They want to basically dilute their blackness with a bunch of other cultures or a bunch of other races. And let me just say this to my African brothers and sisters that's in the diaspora. We black people in America know that white folks are not your friend. They are, I repeat, white folks, Caucasian folks are not your savior. They are not your friend, okay? Us black Americans in America, we dealt with slavery. We know how cruel and wicked and uncivilized these people can be, how barbaric they can be. We experienced it. We deal with it every day. We have to live through it, like, there's a lot of black folks who are great people. There was a lot of economic systems that existed, that predate the systems they have today that's in place that black folks created. There's a lot, but I don't have I don't have the documents in front of me. Like, I didn't really make this. I just want to make a reference on some things, like there's the Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's that's just one. There's a bunch of others, but I don't have my mind in that spot right now. So I'm just talking on, just basically just trying to get as much stuff off my chest as possible. So, like, I'm basically trying to say, like, there's a lot of black thriving communities, black thriving business owners, sharecroppers that existed. To be totally honest, if I'm not mistaken, most of the people who were hung in the South were like sharecroppers, business owners, and people who had like storefronts and who owned businesses. They were upstanding black folks who, didn't, like, that's the thing. My African brothers and sisters that's in the diaspora, this is the thing. Back in the days, like before rap music, black folks didn't wear the baggy clothes, the sagging pants, and the hoodies, and all this jewelry and luxury and but being materialistic. Back in the days, there was different dress code. People was dressed in their Sunday's best clothes. Not even their Sunday's best clothes. People dressed modestly. Not even saying that people don't dress modestly today, but I'm just saying like the black folks before today were not dangerous, violent, vicious, criminal-based people that were known for just being crime committers and stuff like that. We invented a lot of things. I got a video that I'm working on. There's over 100 inventions that black folks created to this day that we African Americans or American Africans don't get credit for because of the white supremacy that we have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a mass genocide going on to kill us black folks. There's a mass incarceration thing going on to incarcerate a lot of black folks. There's a mass depopulation. You feel what I'm saying? To make sure that no other black folks can inherit this land. There's a lot going on in reference to us black folks overcoming the things that we deal with every day. There's a lot going on to stop us from progressing. There's a demonic a stronghold that's put over the entire America. Our minds are being controlled. It's called mind control. Monarch mind control. There's they're doing weather manipulation. They're dropping stuff on us through the air, chemtrails. They're doing a lot of things to us black folks here in America to keep us down and keep us out. It's basically like a freaking, how can I put it? It's like torture. It's like really torture, bro. Like we really fighting for our lives, you might as well say here, because we and the thing is, I do have some friends. I have two friends that came from Nigeria that come directly from the diaspora, and when they got here, they was telling us that their parents told them to stay away from black people, and I could just imagine the stereotypes that our African brothers and sisters that's in the diaspora are told about us black folks here in America, because we're told the same thing about, the homeland, that, oh, we're black, we're not African, we're not this. And the thing is, once we separate ourselves from being African, we're no longer going to consent, like, people who disconnect themselves from being African, they consider themselves to be black. So therefore, if you don't consider yourself African, you have no homeland to tie yourself to. So all they gonna consider themselves is American, black American. And when all the black American is getting depleted, and it don't stand for nothing because you're just black, or you don't have no land to call your own, that's when it's going to become a problem. You're going to have more of an identity crisis. But that's the thing that's going on. There was slavery. Due to slavery, a lot of, you got to think about it. Us black folks here in America, our great grandparents are descendants from slaves. Our great-great-great-grandparents were descendants from slaves. So a lot of us inherit that post-traumatic stress disorder from, not like from being, constantly under terror, being terrorized all the time. And it makes you become traumatized to where you always thinking that something is wrong, or you're not enough, or you don't know who you are. You don't know what your identity is. You feel me? Like there's a lot of then you have to think about a lot of things that took place, like the massacres that took place, and a lot of the segregation, and a lot of the killing of people, bro. Like there's a lot of stuff that had the lynchings. Us black folks here in America were lynched for no reason. A lot of people were upstanding citizens that didn't have no problem with nobody. Us black folks were killed by racists. See, the thing is, racism is a system. People need to stop saying racist so much and start saying prejudice, because prejudices exist. To be a prejudiced person, that means you only know of stereotypical ways of a person instead of knowing how they really are as a people. So skip being racist. Racism is a system. The only people that can be racist is Caucasian people, is white folks, because they're the only race of people that can control all of the economic systems, all of the benefits that we can have as a people, as a black people, they control. That's racism. When you control all of the financial opportunities, all of the economic opportunities, all of the opportunities for people to grow and build and develop, that's racism. Us black folks, we can't do that. We don't even have that type of power to be a racist. Now, prejudice is the right terminology. They use in racist. When they call somebody a racist, in order for you to call a person a racist, I would feel, I mean, you can disagree with me if you feel, but I feel like in order for you to call a person a racist, they have to be, I mean, they have to be 100% against all blacks prospering. Period. They have to be like, all right, we don't want no black folks to own no business, to own no homes, to have no actual connections to no financial gain, no financial literacy, no financial gain, or no commerce. None of that. That's racism. And that system in America was created through white supremacy. Black folks cannot be racist. We can only be prejudiced. And I think that's the proper term that people should be using instead of saying, "Oh, you're racist," or "Oh, they're racist, that racist this." That's not the proper term, bro. I mean, y'all can disagree with me if y'all feel that, but I feel like the proper term we should be using is prejudice. Anyway, back to the point. Us black folks here in America had to deal with so much stuff that I don't even think our African brothers and sisters who's in the continent know. Okay? Caucasian folks cannot be trusted. I'm not saying, all respect to Caucasian people, man. Like, I'm not disrespecting no, none of that. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm just speaking actual factuals. You feel me? Straight up. You cannot trust Caucasian people, my African brothers and sisters. They are not your savior. Colonization and slavery are two different things. They both are traumatic. Don't get me wrong. They both are traumatic. But we were slaves. We were put in conditions that wasn't even sustained. That wasn't even humane. They were inhumane. We were beat beyond. We were punished beyond the means of punishment. Meaning, like, if somebody did something wrong, how can you beat that person to nip? No, I'm gonna put it like this. We were beat near death. We were beat close to death. Like, beat nearly to death. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that was a normal lifestyle for us. We would have to walk on the plantations, work on the plantations, get, our women, our black women of America was raped by white men. You feel what I'm saying? There were a lot of rapes that, there was a lot of grapes that took place back in the days when there was disproportionately a larger amount of black women that was sexually, for guideline purposes, that was great back in the days. There was a lot larger amount of African American women that were great back in the days by Caucasian men. For no reason. Our woman wasn't even safe to walk down the road to the store. She had to be home before the light came on, before the lights came on, or before it got dark outside. Because she run the risk of getting ran down by a group of Caucasian men that's drunk, don't have nothing else to do, but just start trouble. That's the type of lifestyle that we had to deal with, adjust to. That's slavery. That wasn't slavery that I was mentioning, but that's the prejudice of segregation and hatred that we had to deal with. Hatred. You know how bad that feels to be hated just because of your skin complexion? You know how bad that feels to say you can't have an option to get a business license, or you don't have an option to have a loan because of your skin color? It don't matter what your business plan is. It don't matter if you can have the money to pay it back. They just don't want you to have it because you're black. You know how that feels? African brothers and sisters in the diaspora, y'all need to understand, us black folks are traumatized as well. We have a lot of things that we're suffering from that our ancestors inherited, and it's passed down to us, the descendants. Some of us are fear of things that we didn't even know we had fears from because of our ancestors had fear from these things. Some of us are afraid of oceans because of our ancestors, jumping off the ships and dying, and rather dying at sea than wanting to be brought to this hell land. Some people are afraid of heights because a lot of their ancestors was hung so much. See what I'm saying? A lot of people like have fears that we didn't even understand, phobias of things that we didn't even understand. But we had to brainstorm and think about it and be conscious, be aware. I love my people. I love all my people, all my black African people, no matter where you are. My Afro-Latinos, my Afro-Caribbeans, my Afro-Asians, all of my Africans. I don't want to leave nobody out. All of my Africans all over this planet, man. All over this world. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all and I want us to come together. That's why I salute and respect people like Dr. Umar Johnson for doing what he's doing with the Pan-African movement. Because we do need to start getting in tune with each other and finding out what we can do to build these institutions, to reteach our children with our history that we need to teach them, that they need to learn. I think it would be a benefit for all of us, Africans, all over this country in America, if we unify, stood with one another, if we unified, organized, and what is it? Unify, organize. I would just say those two for now. We need to unify and organize because we're so disorganized and so divided. Truthfully, a lot of us black folks don't even hold value to one another. We don't know how great we are. Some of us don't know how great we are, who we come from, how great our ancestors were. That's why we keep going around calling each other nigga. We don't even call each other our name. King, we don't call each other king, queen, none of that. We just call each other nigga. Niggas. I mean, I get if the origin of the word is something much, much greater than how we use it today. But how we use it today is a word it's not a word of endearment. They say that's a word of endearment. I think it's just an ignorant word. It's a derogatory word because it meant people were, back in the days, black Americans were getting whipped by being called a nigga. Hard R, nigger. And we still, to this day, us black Americans still say the word to each other like it's nothing. We still, Willie Lynch was a slave, was a plantation owner, if I'm not mistaken, who wrote a letter to other plantations on how to turn house Negroes and field Negroes against each other. And you know what he did? And it still exists to this day. Us black Americans still use that system to this day. Willie Lynch started a system with the light skin, dark skin. He felt as if you treated the light skin better than the dark skin, you would start some divide. The one group will rebel against the other group. Oh, let's do better than these people. And to this day, we still got the same complex. Light skin, dark skin. And somebody else is the one who started it because they wanted to divide and conquer us as a people, as black African Americans, or as black Americans, or American Africans. And we still to this day call each other, oh, I don't like light skins, I don't like dark skins. Crazy, right? Crazy. I know I went on a rant, I went on a spill, but I just really want to make sure that my African brothers and sisters in the diaspora and all over this country and all over this world, all over the world, man. I want y'all to know that we in America, us black folks in America, us American Africans, man, we trying to make it. We trying to do something different, man. We trying. It's going to be a slow process, but it's going to work. It's going to work, And we all have the same enemy, which is white supremacy. Don't let that go over your head. Because of us black Americans don't identify as a group, or we don't know who we really are as a people, we kill each other. And then what they do is they throw these bullshit, they throw these bullcrap agendas on us and these bullcrap propagandas on us that have us rapping lyrics, about glorifying lifestyles that's detrimental to our well-being as well as our communities. And then we go around killing each other like it's nothing, going in and out of prison like it's nothing. Man, prison ain't nothing for a bunch of uncivilized mutts. Shout out to Willie D, man. Willie D Live. And shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, man, for real. And shout out all my brothers and sisters all over the world, man. Us black folks gotta unify, man. And then until we do that, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I see it already happening. It's gonna happen. But until we really do that, it's gonna be a uphill battle. It's gonna be an uphill battle. But that I do way past cool, man. I just wanted to get this off my chest and put this out, man. But yeah. Ashe, God bless. All praise to Amin Ra, Choctaw. I recently got these names of our God. These are African names, like the way that Africans call God. So I'd rather use some African terminology of how they refer to our higher power and use a bunch of European phrases or a bunch of, other race phrases. I'd rather use my African roots phrases. So, it's good to learn more about my African culture. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm proud to be American African, and I'm proud to be from the African continent, I'm one of the people that's actually happy, and I celebrate it. I don't like the conditions that us black folks in America are living in, and it's a lot of us black folks that's against each other. That's part of the problem. I'm not gonna even lie to you. There's some of us that don't want to see no change. As long as they can get some white acceptance, they'll be okay with that, and that's not okay. Because it's just not okay, bro. You feel me? Like, we have to all get on the same page. If what's not good for me is not good for the next brother. What's not good for that brother is not good for me. What's not good for that sister ain't good for the next sister. You feel me? Like, what's not good for our people is not good for our people. We have to do better. But I don't want to hold y'all too long. I've been ranting. I know this was a rant. This was a spill. But I had to get this off my chest because I'm passionate and I care about my people. And I really see, like the universe revealed the veil from my eyes. So now I can see clearly. And once the universe gives you the eyes to see, you can't unsee nothing. And it's like everything that I see, I can't speak on everything. It's not enough time in the day to speak on everything that's going on. But I'm definitely going to share my speak. I'm definitely going to give my input on things, man. So I'd rather just keep it that way, where I just break it down gradually, bit by bit, video by video, spill by spill. So that being said, that'll do way past cool. It's your boy Whittle for signing out. I love y'all. Power to the people. Black power. Love to all my Africans all around the world. Love to my Africans in the diaspora. Man, amen. God bless us. Amen. Ashe. And peace.